What's the most inventive game you've played? Hmm. I'll tell you my most inventive game I've ever seen, and I've not played it, and I'm dying to play it actually. It's about a forest, and it's sort of three-dimensional. So you have this board, cardboard board, and then you have these trees that you assemble, these sort of two-piece trees that are three-dimensional and stick up all over the board. And you and however many friends are trying to move around, trying to hide in the forest from, I think it's a witch, I'm not sure, or a evil something, and somebody else plays the witch who has to, or a game plays the witch, I can't remember, but it moves around. And the innovative, interesting thing is you turn off the lights and you have candles, and the candles hit the cardboard and cast shadows, and as the kids move, they need to move around to stay in the shadows. And when the witch or whatever it is moves around, that candle moves, and so you have to kind of predict where the shadows are going to be just based upon the shape of the forest, which I think is really innovative. It's pretty hard to get hold of. I can't remember its name, but it's pretty innovative there. I really, really enjoyed that. Other games that I've played that are pretty innovative. I mean, the new sort of genre is these legacy games, which are to take games and have them change over time. So Pandemic, the new Pandemic Legacy does that. Pandemic is a cooperative game, which is fantastic. It's one of my favorites. But Pandemic Legacy then adds, every time you play, you open up envelopes and you get extra new rules, and it says, hey, that card you just used, now you tear it up and you can never use it again. And so over time, your board, and you stick stickers on the board, so over time your board changes, your game changes. So if you and I played the same game separately with two different groups, at the end of playing some number of games, 10 or 12 games, we would have a totally different game. You can keep playing it after that, but your board, your starting conditions are completely different. This was done with Risk as well. Risk Legacy was taking the game of Risk and making it so the next time you and I play, our board changes. And I love the idea of that like you might find in your grandparents' attic, or your grandchildren might find in your attic one day, this board game, they take it down, they're like, oh, it's Risk, and it's not just Risk, it is Risk played by your grandparent and their friends, and marked up and have their names written on the board, and cities named by them, cities that is, or might be, and it's just, so you and I both might find the same game in some loft somewhere, but they're going to be different games, which I think is super interesting. Oops.